Sofirn sent me this new SF47T flashlight for review. The T is for tactical. Just go through the accessories. This is just a very plain brown box. We've got a lanyard and 2 O-rings, pretty standard. Card here for the contact information, just to join their Facebook. We've got dual slot charger, very basic, but it's just a nice addition. Runs on 2 21700 batteries. This is the new 5000 milliamp hour battery that they've just started to sell. So Sofirn actually were wanting me to test this battery with my computerized battery analyzer, and so I just asked them if I could have this new flashlight for review at the same time. So it was great for them to be able to send that to me. Got the manual here. This has a bunch of different languages in it, but yeah, this has just got 5 brightness levels and SOS strobe, SOS strobe and beacon, and an impact rating of 1 meter. So yeah, this is the SF47T, T for tactical. This has an outdoor UI as well as a tactical UI, so you can switch for whatever situation you're in. Yeah, so it looks, it's quite nice, really good build quality, which is really good to see. So the switch is a bit risen up, just so you don't have trouble finding it in the dark. I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was quite good. You got a silver ring around the power switch, and there is a battery status indicator in the switch, just pretty standard for Sofirn now and many other models. You got quite a good amount of heat sinking, good fins, which is really good to see. No, I haven't found really any sharp edges in a lot of other Sofirn models that I've come across. They've had quite sharp edges, particularly on the lanyard attachment. There are a couple of places where it does catch your skin a little bit, like there's a little bit of an edge, but it's not sharp. Anodizing's pretty nice. We've got a bit of knurling on the battery tube. One thing I found quite odd is that there is only anodizing halfway, and I do understand that as a tactical light usually you'd be holding it like that, so I understand the grip there, but when you've got a side switch as well, you know, there's just nothing there. You know, and it's quite a slippery finish on it. So yeah, it's just a bit odd. Power rear tail switch here, good feel to it. This won't tail stand, but that's quite normal for a tactical light. Power switch is quite risen, you know, quite easy to access. That's quite good. Good feel of the side switch. Yeah. And then we've got the attack bezel. Nice deep smooth reflector. We've got the Osram LED in there. So the good, really good part about this is the bezel is not glued. So I'll just open this up for anyone that wants to repair it down the line when the warranty's over, or they want to modify it. And it's just really good to have no glue on the bezel. So there's a great deep reflector on this. I didn't see any anti-reflective coating on this glass. That's fine. So this is approximately about 23mm MCPCB. I found the LED was quite well centered. Not 100%, but this LED is very hard to try and get it exactly. But it, you know, it looks really good when it's on. Let's take this off. Good square cut threads. One thing I did notice, and it's becoming more and more common on the lights that I receive from Sofirn, is that there's no lubricant on the threads. A little bit on the O-ring, but it's pretty dry, both ends. This battery tube can't be reversed, so if you're wanting the knurling, you know, that side, you know, it's different diameter for the threads. There. So we've got nice dual springs in here. It's great. We've got a big single spring in here for the positive spring. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the build quality. I think this is, I'd say, one of their best. I would say it's just really, you know, solid, good design. Quite happy with it. Yeah. So I'll be going over the UI, Beamshots. I've got some runtime graphs of how turbo does. I've got one thing I really wanted to say is the thermal regulation on this is they're using the same firmware, you know, like they had for the SP33 version 3 for the thermal regulation, and it's way more improved. So yeah, really good to see. I'll touch base on that at the end. So moving on to the UI, so this is dual switch, tail switch, side switch. You cannot turn it off and on by the side switch, so that's going to be not so favoured by quite a few people. Maybe they can add that in, but it is a tactical flashlight, so it's not really designed for that purpose, I guess. So we're in the outdoor UI at the moment. Single press on, and then you've got a secondary mode, which will be double press. That gets you instant turbo, and then you've got cycle through the levels, which is low, medium, high, double press for turbo, single press to get down to whatever mode you jumped up to turbo from, triple press, 1, 2, 3, get your strobe, double press, SOS, double press is beacon, single press to return. You can access moonlight in any one of the UIs by, you first have to hold down the side switch, activate the rear switch, you've got moonlight, and then single press, you cycle back through the modes. To change to the tactical UI, first you hold down the side switch for 3 seconds. Right, now you've got just low and turbo to cycle through. Double press, the side switch gets you strobe. Double pressing again goes through your SOS and beacon. Single press to return. Triple press doesn't do anything. Then activating the rear switch, instant turbo, double press, you got your instant strobe. So yeah, real straightforward, pretty simple. The UI on this is almost the same as the it was called the Yakuza GD12. Almost exactly the same UI. So it's pretty simple. It works quite well. I just wanted to go over a couple of things about this light and show my runtime graphs. So here it is on turbo. Room temperature was 25 degrees Celsius, and after the flashlight reached 48 degrees Celsius, which was 3.5 minutes, started to regulate the brightness. reached a maximum of 54 degrees Celsius. And as you can see on the chart, the brightness the output is fluctuating for the whole run, but it's not something you're going to be able to see outside, so don't see it as a negative. Yeah, Sofirn used this same thermal regulation on the SB33 version 3, and the for the fluctuating the brightness was a lot worse. So they've done really well here, just a bit of tweaking and it would be a much better thermal regulation that they're using. I got a runtime of 2 hours and 49 minutes for the turbo, so that's quite good. Here is the high runtime graph. So room temperature there was 27 degrees Celsius. It maxed out at 48 degrees Celsius on high, and I got a runtime of 4 hours and 16 minutes. So as you can see, it's really good stabilization, just holding that high level the whole time. Yeah, really pleased with that result. I tested the low voltage protection on the batteries. It cut out at 5.6 volts. It's using 2 batteries in series, so that is doubling the voltage of the batteries. So each battery was roughly at 2.8 volts, which is a good voltage to shut off on. One thing I just didn't like about my unit that I had, it came with a really dusty reflector. So I hope that's just my unit. But yeah, it didn't affect the operation of the light or the range that I'm aware of. I didn't try and clean it because often that has not gone well. I did pull apart the light, and I just throw up an image of all the parts. They have a switch. The button is on the driver, so that's going to make it really hard to modify it for those that want to change parts around on this light. Yeah, so it's an absolutely great light, really pleased with it. Sofirn done an awesome job. Build quality is just, I reckon it's one of their best.